This is Matt Russell, and welcome to the DailyFX Forum.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. First chart is the Euro Pound. We can see a slight sell-off here to just above that 91 figure. Looking at the chart now, assuming a flat position, I'd have a tentative bullish bias just beneath that 91 figure. We can see the previous resistance level here, previous lows here. What I see in my mind's eye, possibly prices taking out that by a few pips, maybe down to the 97.70 area, and then look for signs of a reversal to the upside. But the longer term support level would be at about the 88.50 area, which is this white line right here. The next chart is the Aussie Kiwi, and as I've been mentioning during the past several reports and for the past several months now, I've been using this channel on the pair. I was mentioning we might look for prices to exceed this high, the high of this candlewick right here, and then ideally penetrating the upper channel and then closing back beneath it, setting up a short trade. That's not what happened. Prices did, however, draft a doji during 2 sessions back, this candle right here. I like a short trade right now, placing the high above the high of the doji candle, which is 124.20. The only problem there is that prices can still hit that resistance level. So moving forward, I do favor short trades. The minimum price point for the stop would be, again, just above that 24.20 area. So over the next 24 to 48 hours, we can't wait for prices to come up near that 24 figure, setting up a short trade. But again, we should keep our eye on that upper resistance level and exit on a close above that as well. It really depends on your individual risk parameters. However, right now, I don't like an entry right now because the risk to reward is not favorable. We'd have to enter right now at about the 22.80 area and then place our stop above 124, and that's just a little too much risk, at least in my own personal trading. The next chart is the Pound Swiss, and as I was mentioning during the past several reports, I put up this simple white resistance line. I was waiting for prices to come up and test the line. That is what did happen, and we could see they actually left behind a doji at that price point. And again, the high of this doji candle is 166.75, so that's, I would have a bearish bias against the high of that doji candle, and this is exactly what I want to see in terms of a major support or resistance level. In this case, is prices penetrating and then coming back and closing back beneath the level. Let me zoom in a little bit, give you a better view. So again, I would favor short trades here. Ideally, I'd like to see prices get back beneath this line, but again, the risk is low if we place our stop above the high of that doji candle. The next chart is the Euro Swiss, and not much has changed here. This is a longer term triangle pattern that I've been using for the past several reports. If we zoom in, we can see prices tested this line a few times over the past several sessions, and then we did have a minor sell-off to about the 151.35 area. Again, I would have a tentative bearish bias against the resistance line. With that being said, I do favor an eventual long breakout or upside breakout to this triangle pattern, so that's something we can keep an eye on as well. Aggressive short-term traders might short off that upper resistance line, but if you have a slightly longer term time frame in your views, you might just wait for the upside breakout, and that would be confirmed with a close above the upper resistance line of the triangle pattern. Again, my name is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening, and please stay tuned for a preview of the DailyFX forums. I want to go ahead and formally welcome everybody to the DailyFX forum, and I want to explain a little bit about the forum and the wealth of information that you can obtain from the forum and how to go about doing so, how to find the things you want. So I'm just going to dive right in right now, and this is DailyFX.com, and this is usually how I navigate my way towards the forums. Obviously, you know, it really depends on each individual how they access the forums, but this is how I go ahead and do it. I go DailyFX.com, go ahead and click on the forum on top, and this brings you to the DailyFX forum homepage, and this highlights the most recent posts with the subject. So if you see anything that you're interested in, you can obviously go ahead and click. What I like to do is click on the forums tab like this, and go ahead and view the forums in the normal, typical way that forums are set up. And here you go. There are a bunch of threads down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go directly to the forum, the video you just viewed, where you viewed it. So let's go ahead. This is the DailyFX Instructor Tips Forum. Identifying Trades with DailyFX, that's me, and go ahead and click on the most recent post. So this is where you are right now viewing the video, although the video will be the video beneath this one that you're watching right now. So normally when I'm on the forums, and what I would do is just scroll up to the top. Certainly you can check out any of my previous videos, and you know, especially if I did mention them in the report or in the video that you're viewing at that moment. And what I will do is go ahead and click on the forums, and then look for the forums that I like, you know, that I have interest in. One of them would be the Euro-Dollar forum, and this, again, it's really up to each individual trader as to exactly how they want to use the forum. Personally, what I like to do, the first thing I do is I'll go to the Euro-Dollar thread, I'll go and click on the latest post. And what I'll do here is, and again, I just want to, you know, really emphasize this point. It depends on your exact mindset when you're viewing. And me as a trader, I have some experience. So what I do and how I personally use the forum is I go through and I'll read what people are saying about the euro, what their trade ideas are. I certainly, you know, try to maintain my own individual objectivity, and I really don't pay much attention to what other traders are saying in terms of my trading. I'm not going to certainly see something on a forum and then go jump into a trade, but what it will do, it will open my eyes to certain trading opportunities, maybe a certain line or a certain time frame that I haven't looked at before. So that's one way that I personally like to utilize the DailyFX forum. But certainly for newer traders, there are plenty of topics that you can go over. Let's say, you know, you might not be well versed in terms of certain currency pairs that you want to learn about. Scalping, you might not know what Elliott wave is. You can go ahead and click there and see exactly what you can, you know, what you can understand, what you might not understand, and then certainly feel free to ask questions about any of these topics that you have. Maybe the carry trade, maybe you have some questions about that, or the sentiment, the SSI, or the latest economic news, FX programmers, the webinars, MT4. Any questions about active trader, you can go ahead and click on those threads. So again, it's very free, very open, and there is a wealth of information here and just waiting for to be utilized. Again, this is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening.